Beyond the Mic with Sean Dillon.
On average, a staggering 22 veterans commit suicide each day. We're joined on the Starline by an Army veteran who is searching for answers. His story has been turned into a movie in theaters on Memorial Day. It's called The Keeper, and we thank him for his service and welcome George Eshleman.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
George, let's go beyond the mic. Challenged by your own demons, you hiked the entire Appalachian Trail in 2016 carrying 363 name tapes from military members who committed suicide. How did carrying those names affect you emotionally?
In the beginning, they were basically, and it's not to sound cruel, but they were basically something that I carried that I more or less stumbled upon. And I'll explain how that happened. Was my best friend, he committed suicide, and I was going to take his name tape and set it on top of Katahdin and put it on Facebook, and people on Facebook spread that around. And next thing you know, I had families sending me their names. And so I had gathered 363 of them, but my intention was not to finish the hike. It was to spend a couple of days on it and then commit suicide. Luckily, obviously I didn't, but after that, the names were the most important thing in my life at that point because they'd saved me. The memories of those guys and girls, and it was like a strength that, they were carrying me more or less. They were my security blanket.
Quote, "No one walks the trail alone," unquote. You never intended to finish the trail, but had 363 souls as your guardians. How close was the darkness and how powerful was the light when you reached and finished the end of the trail?
That's a wonderful question. The darkness was, it was building up over 24 years, obviously. And in one instant, I went from what I thought was normal to I'm done. I'm pulling the pin, see what's next. Sitting behind the tree, I wasn't sad or upset. I wasn't crying. It was kind of like a relief, but in reality, I was about to dump a whole lot of problems on a whole lot of people, strangers and family. As I got through that, the further I got down the trail, the more I became aware that I wasn't alone. That was pretty selfish what I was about to do. And I had a lot of friends on the trail, never met them before, hiker brothers and sisters of civilians. And as they learned about what I was doing and carrying these names, that feeling of brotherhood and not being alone really spoke out. So by the time I finished the trail, I was a different person in my thought process, but I still suffered dreams and still suffered memories. But I realized at that point, it's a whole lot easier to reach out, to other people.
George, how can veterans who are suffering find the help they need?
Come to grips with yourself, to speak to my brothers directly, just tell them, you're not that strong. Don't even try to be that strong. Nip it in the bud right now and commit to reaching out to friends. I'm sure everybody has at least one of them that'll sit there and listen to them rant on the radio or not radio, but the telephone. And that's all it takes, is for them to understand there's really no difference between when we were in the military, we had our brothers and sisters. In civilian world, we still have those. We just lose contact with them. And then we get more self-isolation because we don't know how to handle losing those family members we had in the military, but they're still there. Even in the movie, Wade Baker, or Nicholas Assad, who plays Wade Baker, says, the family's still there, but if you knock on the door, you better expect an answer. And that's pretty powerful that, we're there. Don't hide it like I did and think you're that strong because, well, you're not. It's going to get you.
George Eshleman's story is put in a movie. It's called The Keeper, and it's such a heavy story. And I want people to know a little bit more about you, so let's do the Rocky Nade. It's 8 random questions. Answer with the first thing that comes to your mind, George. There's no pressure. How much weight did you lose on the trail?
About 40 pounds.
Who's the person who helps you the most at Unified Warrior Foundation?
Be my wife.
What's your favorite challenge coin you own?
The American Legion.
What's in the best MRE?
Oh, chicken a la king with the Tabasco sauce.
Why?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, but with Tabasco sauce, I'm from Louisiana, and the chicken a la king was the only one that you could literally put on the engine, warm it up, and it tasted better than cardboard. So guys that had the chicken a la king will know exactly what I'm talking about.
So what's your favorite dessert?
Would be the freeze-dried fruits. They had a little packet of freeze-dried fruit. Now, we'd put that in a bottle and stick a straw on the top, make alcohol, but I didn't just say that. So.
George, where was the favorite place on the trail where you found peace?
Gosh, there's so many of them. Probably the White Mountains. They were just so high, and the wind was blowing, and it was serene. You could block everything out and just kind of see how small in the world you really, really are.
Now, you have a patent for a race car-shaped barbecue grill. I want to know who's your favorite NASCAR driver.
Long time ago, it was Dale Earnhardt, and I don't watch as much NASCAR as I did, but I was invited to an IndyCar race through the American Legion and got to meet Michael Andretti. So that was a big thing to watch. They're basically fighter jets without wings. I mean, these guys are crazy.
What was your favorite course at the University of Phoenix?
Lunchtime? No, probably statistics. Statistics.
Do you still have Mr. Monkey, or did it find its way back to Sophie's family?
Mr. Monkey, which was one she actually carried, was given to me by her mother, Susie Shampoo, who had passed away in 2020. Haley Babula played Sophie, and she did such a great job that I bequested Mr. Monkey to Haley, which really hit her emotionally that I was going to do that for her. So, yeah, Haley sends me pictures of Mr. Monkey around her apartment every once in a while that he's changed locations. So he is an evil monkey, though. Trust me, me and him didn't get along on the trail.
Let's sneak in a couple more with George Eshleman. His story is in a movie called The Keeper, and he joins us beyond the mic. How did watching the first cut of the movie change you?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I was on set for the 22 days, and a lot of scenes I couldn't watch, so I'd walk off. But seeing the movie when I first saw it, I was more stunned. And the second and third, fourth, now every time I watch it, yeah, it chokes me up. There's some scenes on there, but it's just because they have such a meaning. And that's the biggest thing I want people to see is when they see this movie, watch it a couple of times, that you'll get different things out of it. But it was pretty powerful, and it's still powerful when I watch it.
Why was your family your strength?
Well, my wife kept me vertical. She had passed away 6 years ago. But my sons, when Ron had passed away, she told me to go to the VA because she knew that I was going to have a lot of issues, that I wasn't over them. And that was her protecting me. But now my sons, they keep an eye on me, and I'm not broken, but they also know that it doesn't take much to flip a switch, because I still hide a lot of things, and I need to stop doing that because it's not healthy. So, even other veterans that hear this, don't try it. It's a work in progress. You'll never get over it. Working on it and dealing with it is a lot better than being in the ground. You said, quote, "There are good days and bad days, but as long as you've got family and friends and people around you, life is worth living," unquote. Mm-hmm. Why should people watch The Keeper? Because it'll save their life. I mean, plain and simple. They're going to see somebody that risked everything, and I say risked everything of my own, because not monetarily or anything like that or material, that it was embarrassing when I first did this, because again, I thought like everybody else does that, I don't want to be thought of as a mental case or whatnot. And what I learned on the trail, I wish people, and when they see the movie, that they're going to see exactly what we're talking about, that it opens a door for them. It's kind of a breath of fresh air. It's like, don't do this to yourselves, guys. And even civilians, don't do this to you. You don't walk the trail. No one does. It's better to reach out and have someone listen to you. It's all free and confidential. Don't do this to your families like I was going to do it to mine. It's not going to work out the way you think it is. So reach out and ask for help. It's there. He loves the serenity of the White Mountains, lost 40 pounds on the trail, and wants you to watch The Keeper. George Eshleman, thank you for your service, and we'll see you down the road. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And that, my friends, is a Beyond the Mic shortcut. If you're enjoying these conversations, please check out another Beyond the Mic episode to find more actors, artists, and people you need to know. We'd also appreciate a like and subscribe on the Good Pods app.